Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me back here at Tiny Little Homestead. I thought I would do a garden tour tonight. We can't do blueberries right now. Can't plant the blueberries because there's no peat moss anywhere to be found. If you know of sources where I can find peat moss, please let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, would you please hit that like and subscribe and the notification bell, share with your friends. But yeah, I'm so glad that you came back to join us today. So today we're going to go through and I'm going to tell you everything that we have in the garden. And then later in another video, I'll tell you what I do with these things and share all my medicines with you and all that wonderful stuff. I wanted to share my cattle panel arch here. This is where usually I grow my beans or cucumbers or whatever wants to vine up and crawl. This is a cattle panel. I just bent it in half and arched it that way. I did it by myself, so anyone can do it if I can do it. And it's just being held sturdy with T-posts, and it's been there for 3 years, so it's pretty sturdy. And I know I said I've been in this garden for 3 years, and that is true. However, it's only been with these 6 beds. It's my first year. That's what I started. My first year was these 6 beds. So right now I have I had kale in here, but that had to go because it's hot now. And so now I have watermelon, Swiss chard, cucamelons or mouse melons. This is a volunteer bean. When things volunteer in my garden, I do not pull them out. They are happy and they are food, so they get to stay. Another volunteer bean, chives, leeks, onions. Getting over here to the medicine, this is lemon balm, bee balm, comfrey, and mint. And that needs to, the comfrey is going to come out and go somewhere else, but you never can really get rid of comfrey. This is radishes that are too woody, so I'm going to pull those up. Here is borage, kind of tastes like cucumber. It's an herb. And then this right here is anise hyssop or hyssop. I don't know. It was mentioned in the Bible and I really wanted to try it. I don't know anything about it just yet. I just know it was a medicine in the Bible time, so I wanted to give it a go. Here's some stevia. This is 100 times sweeter than sugar, and it's not my favorite, but if I'm out of sugar and it is the end of the world, I'm gonna love me some stevia. This is tarragon, and to me it smells like root beer, and I love the smell and taste of it. This is yarrow, cilantro, which is bolted. I'm going to let it go to seed. It'll come back next year. Sage and parsley. Now my sage, parsley, everything in this bed has come back from last year except for the cilantro. I planted that this year. Here we have oregano, and this is thyme. We have holy basil right there, Italian basil. All this is oregano, and I just let it go. There's some rosemary, and in between the rosemary and basil, there's some dill coming up from last year and the year before. So those are the 6 beds that I started with the first year. This is the second year bed. These are strawberries, of course, blackberries. These are all second year beds. This is okra, ground cherries. This is my first year for asparagus, so you have to wait a couple years before you're able to eat off of it, but I'm excited and cannot wait for the next couple years. It goes by fast, so I'm excited about that. Then we have okra, of course. My daughter and I do not eat okra, but our neighbors and other family members do, so this garden is not just for us, it is for friends and family. All of these tomato plants I have planted in here in between the oh gosh, marigolds. They are all volunteers. They were in my flower bed. I pulled them out of my flower bed and put them there. They were in my flower bed because I used compost from the last few years where I put my scraps, my vegetable scraps, and so tomato seeds just sprouted, and I moved them from my flower bed to here, and they're gonna do great. This is all lettuce that's gone to bolt. I had butter crunch and romaine, and then there's celery. And again, this is all second year beds. Third year beds, second year. This is blueberries. And then I have beans here, beets, and more beans. And these beds, I know they look funny, but last year I had potatoes in them, and I may be doing potatoes again in one of them. But anyway, they are cabinet doors someone gave me. Yep, I use whatever I can get my hands on. Someone said, you built your garden with, what did he say? You built your garden with scrap wood and rusted screws. And I said, you got that right, buddy. Okay, so this is my this year beds. All these beds are from this year. Oh wait, I forgot to share raspberries from last year. Raspberries, and that's another bed of strawberries. Yep. So all of these beds here are from this year. So we are doubled in size. So this bed here, let's face it, you guys, I just ran out of money. I didn't have the money to fill it with soil, so I put my starts here. I've got some watermelon starts, some blackberries, thornless blackberries, and a little bit of everything in here still. And I promised all that to friends. Here comes a neighbor. These are cucumbers. Look here. There's one there. Isn't it pretty? I cannot wait. These are cucumbers, and pretty soon this whole bed will be full of climbers. Next year will probably do something else where they can trellis up. These are butternut squash. Let me see. Butternut squash. And they are so delicious if you haven't had them. Panera Bread has a wonderful butternut squash soup, and there's a copycat recipe on Pinterest, you guys. I recommend it, highly recommend it for the fall. And they overwinter. You can keep them in your house for the winter, the squash. And these are zucchinis and yellow squash, summer squash, crookneck squash, whatever people call them. So there's a biggie there. And then there is a huge, you see it? When they get that big, I just slice them into medallions and put them on the grill. They're so delicious. Cover them in oil and garlic salt and whatever herbs you want. Okay, these are beefsteak tomatoes. I cannot wait. We love our tomatoes. Gotta have beefsteaks for all the grills, the hamburgers, and all the grilled sandwiches. These are Amish paste. Here we have, here's my favorite. My absolute favorite, you guys. It's calling my name. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but it is delicious. Oh yeah. They're the best. Okay. Poblano peppers, habaneros. Got some cayennes down here. There you go. I've got some jalapenos on a stick. No, not on a stick, but it could be. Skewer stick. Here are some, look at this pretty thing. This is called a red night bell. So it's got to turn red. Got to turn red before we can pull it. Here are some snackers. Love those. And last but not least, another bed of beans. Y'all, I want to thank you so much for joining me at Tiny Little Homestead. I hope you enjoyed our garden tour tonight. Forgot to mention, that's my bench. I come out and water, and I sit and pray, and I thank God for all the blessings and all the bounty. I thank you once again for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and I hope to see you at the festival this weekend, the Self Reliant Festival in Camden, Tennessee. Until then, happy homesteading. Good night, everyone.